Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today we finish the Run of the Bulls. That's right, it's the very last episode of the Run of the Bulls because today we explore the last Lambos that I haven't played with. And we're starting, of course, with this beauty you see right here, the Lamborghini Huracan Estérado. Oh, what a nice car this is. But before we jump into it, you know what to do. If you like my content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Because remember, there's uploads daily, so there's always something to watch. But alright, what is the deal with the Run of the Bulls? As you know, I play multiplayer exclusively with Lambos. Now, it's been a little complicated to play only with Lambos because of recordings that I gotta do all of these things and whatnot. It's fine. In fact, I'm recording this literally 41 minutes before this season ends. So that tells you that it's been a little bit tight for me to record what I need to record. It's fine. So let me select the correct Lambo. Now, in case you want to see the stats, here they are. And yeah, I'm starting with the Lamborghini Huracan Estérado, which is arguably the best Lambo in the game. Arguably. Okay, I guess if you do measurements and all of that, apparently this car really is indeed the best Lambo because it has, from what I understand, it has really good acceleration. It has possibly the best nitro of all of Lamborghinis in this game, or at least in Class S. So overall, it's an incredibly good car, and it seems to be pretty good at everything else, right? Is it the king of Class S? No, but indeed a very, very strong car. But you know that I'm not one to really focus on the nitty-gritty of numbers and at least in that sense of measuring the nitro, measuring the acceleration, measuring this, measuring that. I can tell you that it definitely is like a very good Lambo, that is for sure. Now, how much better is this from something like the 𝐁𝐮? Well, it handles better. I guess it does have better nitro, but honestly, I don't think by much. So that's why I said that I'm not. Again, I guess if you do measurements and it is indeed true, again, I'm not gonna double check because I don't really care about the numbers in that sense. But I guess if it is true and it is indeed the best Lambo, well, cool beans. But honestly, I just don't care. When I drive this or I drive the 𝐁𝐮, I have just about as much fun, so it doesn't make them that much of a difference to me. But hey, here it is. It's Estérado. I had to drive it anyway because, of course, it's a Lambo, and you know, that's what this series is about. Okay, I got beaten by a 300 plus, but I beat all of that other stuff. So that's kind of nice. Let's get to the next race. And as usual, I'm showing you the race counter so that you know that I'm not skipping races. Now, I've talked about, I've talked before about how I don't like doing the whole thing of measurements and all of that because a lot of content creators, or well, not a lot, but I know that there were content creators that would do this anyway. So what was the point of me doing it as well, right? But that actually makes me want to ask you guys, are content creators or in general other people uploading to YouTube measurements like they used to, you know, like, oh, here's the Tokyo time, here's the acceleration time, here's the nitro duration time? Is that still a thing? Because honestly, I haven't seen very much of that, but it also has to do with the fact that I haven't been watching a lot of content on Asphalt 8 as of late. I'm pretty busy just doing my own videos and all of that stuff, so I really haven't had much of a chance to be watching videos by other people and whatnot, so I really am out of the loop as if there's still people doing those measurements and posting them. Because I do remember seeing that a lot. I remember that, I think it was Super G Black. I love watching his videos. He would do precisely measurements and things like that. I love watching that. I know that he's inactive, or I believe that he's inactive, or it's been for a while. So I really don't think that he's been doing that. But I do remember that there were other people also uploading videos just like that with the same formula. So, I don't know, I haven't seen that very much, but like I said, I haven't been paying attention. So why don't you let me know in the comments if there's still a lot of people posting that type of stuff, or if that has now become something of the past. I really don't know. I'm disconnected in that sense, alright? It's fine. It's fine. Alright, we got a 5th place. Not amazing that get beaten by a 𝐁𝐮. 𝐁𝐿𝐿 and, well, the Absolute, Faraday, and a Super Sport. I did beat all of this other stuff as well, so there you go. It's fine. Changing topics ever so slightly, in the last video I talked about the Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider, which is a car that I don't like for the reasons that I mentioned in that video. But I did forget to mention over there the same comment that I have to do about this car. And if you've watched my videos about the Lamborghini engine sounds, you know what I'm going to say about the engine sound of this car. But if you don't, well, here we go. This has the wrong engine sound, just like the Huracan Evo Spider. And that is because this car sounds like a V12 in this game. It should not. This is a Huracan. All Huracans are V10s. And this game already has V10 sounds for Lambos, because that is the sound that the regular Huracan, the LP610 in Class B uses. But for some reason, GameLove has put a lot of V12 on cars that need the V10, specifically with Lambos. I know, or well, I suppose there's gotta be other cars that have the wrong engine sound, but I only know about Lambos, and I know that this Lambo has the wrong engine sound, just like the other ones that I mentioned. If I remember, I'll put a link to those videos on the engine sounds about now in the top right, but I'll probably forget, so there's that. All right, I got this crashed, really, by this Faraday, so thank you for that. Otherwise, it would have been a second place, or at least a third, but okay, whatever. It is what it is. Let's move on. I'm not salty. You are salty. Now, if you watched the previous video where I was precisely talking about the Huracan Evo Spider, you know that I said I hate that car because of how spammed it is in Asphalt 9, which again is not a problem, not the problem of Asphalt 8. But I bring that up because the car I'm driving right now is a Lambo that I avoided using for a very long time and I still don't use very much because it was so spammed. The Lamborghini 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐿. Now, this car was very spammed for a long while, at least when I started playing this game around 2020. Because this was an incredible Class S car that it was relatively easy to get, very easy to upgrade compared to something like the 𝐁𝐮, which was the natural competition of the same rank. So this car was much easier to upgrade, easier to acquire, I suppose, and a lot of people acquired it, upgraded it, and used it in multiplayer. So you would see this car all day, every day. It was so boring to see. And it also made worse by the fact that this car doesn't really have color options. There's this version of the car with black and yellow trim, and there's another one that it's black with red trim. But overall, it's incredibly semi-looky. And yeah, you would see this car a lot, same colors all the time. I got super bored of seeing it. Eventually, obviously, I unlocked it because I wanted to unlock every single Lambo. That makes sense. And I upgraded it because I wanted to have it in every Lambo at Pro, which also makes sense. And I did all of that. But I really never used this car precisely because I got tired of seeing it. But to be fair, it was spam because it was a really, really good car. First place, baby! I mean, it's this track, but I saw a lot of Lambos over here. Did I get a Lambo podium over here? Oh, we were so close! Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's get to the next race and we can continue talking about the spamminess of this car. So again, all that I'm going to talk about, it's my experience that I had when I started playing this game 4 years ago, from 2020 to 2021 or something like that, when I started finally getting Class S cars and whatnot. Yeah, you would see this car spammed so much, and it made sense, because like I said, it was a car that wasn't difficult to acquire, and then on top of that, it was a car that had the Max Pro upgrades. If you don't know what that is, then you're relatively new to the game, but there was this system where, you know how you can Pro cars? Well, before, you could do Max, which was upgrading cars to a certain level, and then Pro, which was upgrading it to the maximum level. Now, what that meant is that the first upgrades were really, well, considerably easy to apply because it only required credits to upgrade. So that was nice. So you half upgraded this car with credits and then used fusion coins. Now, at some point, this car did require tokens, which weren't exactly free to play at that time. It required tokens for you to apply the very last upgrade. So if you wanted to fully pro it out, you needed to spend some tokens, which was indeed a difficult thing. But once that got removed, then this car was very easy to upgrade compared to the competition Lambo in the same rank, which was the 𝐁𝐮, because the 𝐁𝐮, well, it was a car that was free, I believe, during its festival. It's a car that could only be upgraded with kits, which nowadays doesn't seem like much of a problem, but back then there weren't wildcards. If you had kits, great. If you didn't have kits, your car would stay half upgraded for an incredibly long amount of time. So that was the problem with the 𝐁𝐮. So because of that, the 𝐁𝐮 was the simpler, better option. And man, the performance of this car really was good. So let's find the next race, please, and then we can talk about the actual performance. So, back then, acceleration of this car was insanely good. Now, probably was not straight up the best acceleration in the entire game, but it was definitely amongst the best accelerations. Now, obviously, that was back then, years ago. By now, they've added so many cars in Class S that there's a bunch that can, well, there's a lot of cars that can match this acceleration and a bunch that can surpass it without much issues. So that's why nowadays this car is not as impressive as it was. But still, back then this thing was absolutely killer. Then it has really good handling, it has really good drift, and it has pretty good nitro, really good nitro. There was not a thing that was bad about this car. Now, oh Jesus Christ, really? This car does suffer from physics issues where it will randomly jump in places where there's no ramps. It will randomly explode from time to time in certain tracks, in certain parts of the tracks. So yeah, it does have a bit of a problem with consistency. This car is a little bit jumpy. Now, I honestly don't know if it was like that back then, because like I said, I never really drove this car very much, even once I acquired it and all of that. But at least from the time that I've been playing with this car a bit more, which I still don't bring very often, it definitely has some physics issues from time to time, so it makes it a little bit unreliable. But still, like I said, at the time when this car was spammed, it was really, really good. Did I just steal that 7th place from the, was it a 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐿? I think I did. I think I did steal it. Oh, no, never mind. No, the 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐿 ended up in 6th. So we must have ended, yeah, difference of 33 milliseconds. All right, that was close enough. I mean, this race was a little bit tough. Thanks to that knockdown, by the way. Just pointing that out, but, you know, it is what it is. Fine. And as we talked about the Lamborghini Centenario, its real competition at the time was the Lamborghini 𝐁𝐮, at least when it comes to Lambos. Yeah, let's find some races. Oh, the Lamborghini 𝐁𝐮, what an absolute unit of a car it is in this game. Like I said, back then, when I started playing the game 4 years ago, there was the Centenario and there was the 𝐁𝐮. There was also the Lambo Aventador SV. I already talked about that and the fact that people frowned upon it, but hey, whatever. But yeah, this was the competition Lambo-wise to the Centenario, because it's another Lambo that shared a lot of the things that made the Centenario really good. That is the acceleration, the nitro duration, the drift is okay, maybe not as, no, okay, definitely not as sharp as the Centenarios, and the handling is not as good as the Centenario. But it is said that the acceleration of this car is a little bit better, so whatever. Yeah, oh Jesus, when it comes to just, let's say, the joy of driving the car, the Centenario, I would say, is the better experience, because whatever the 𝐁𝐮 has a little bit better than the Centenario, the handling and drift of the Centenario really makes it stand out. But again, the 𝐁𝐮 is still a really, really good car. Oh, RIP, RIP. Come on. I can get this W. And that would make me happy, because if you don't know this, the Lamborghini 𝐁𝐮 is amongst my favorite Lambos out there. Oh yeah, first place, babe. Let's go. Thanks to the guy crashing still, but hey, it's still a W, so I'll definitely take it. Oh, I love this car. So beautiful. And like I said, I believe that this car was given for free during its festival. So people could acquire this car no problem. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late to start playing this game. By the time I started playing, the festival was... I missed the festival by like a couple of months, but whatever. So yeah, even though it was a free car in that sense, festivals back then, which are now known as car hunts, but it's basically the same concept. Festivals back then, the cars from festivals required exclusively kits for the car, just like upgrading now from level 6 to 10 requires kits. Now back then it didn't need parts or anything, just exclusively the kits. But the trick about it is that you could only get kits during the festival of the car, which was precisely the push from 𝐁𝐿 to make people want to spend, because yeah, you can get kits during the festival, but not enough to pro the car. In order to do that, you need to have the support cars also upgraded, so that you get enough coins in the coin cup with the support cars, so that you can get more kits and eventually, hopefully, maybe have enough to pro the car. But if you don't have all the support cars, if you don't get great results and whatnot, then the option was simply to spend... See what I'm saying? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, buddy! I was just drifting. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I unalived an Aventador SV. Oh man, sorry, buddy. There's no way that you could think that I was trying to do that on purpose. But yeah, so the pushback then is that if you didn't get enough kits, where did it end? Oh, I'm sorry, Eduardo, with the SV. Oh, I feel so sad about it. Okay, fine. Let's get to the next race, then I'll continue talking. Oh, I just realized that I just broke into the 2500 rank. I don't think I've ever gotten there before. Oh well. Anyway, finishing my thought. So yeah, if you didn't have all of the cars, if you didn't get great results to get all the kits that you need to pro the car through the festival, which, just as a reminder, you needed 220 kits to pro this car. Oh, Jesus. What you would need to do is buy the kits for money. Because yeah, of course, 𝐁𝐿 would also sell you the kits straight up for money. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like $20 or something for like 40 kits, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's why upgrading cars, festival cars back then, it was considerably difficult, because there was no such thing as wildcards nowadays. If you didn't get the kits during the festival, RIP for you. You gotta wait until somehow they made them available again, which was obviously something very rare. And it was obviously a push for 𝐁𝐿, a push for the players to spend money, to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss out on getting the kits to pro my car right now. Okay, might as well spend money on it. So yeah, that was the strategy back then. That's why nowadays, even though it is annoying that cars need so many parts, the wild cars are such a blessing. Because again, back in the day we didn't have this. But anyway, that is why this car was a considerably harder... Oh, RIP buddy. It was a considerably harder car to upgrade compared to the 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐬, and that's what made the 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐬 much more spam than this. And there we go. All right, so what happened there? Well, there's that, the ones that beat me, and here's the ones that I beat. Let's go. Absolute last place? Wow, that is absolutely surprising. But and now for the very last Lambo of this series, which is a Lambo that I don't even like that much. We got the Reventon Roadster. We already did this one, so that's why I skipped it. The Reventon Roadster, which is the highest ranked Lambo in the entirety of the game, which makes it the best Lambo in the game. Really? Nah, not really. So this might be indeed, this may indeed be the highest ranked Lambo in the entirety of the game. But I wouldn't say that this is the best Lambo. In fact, this is a very, in my opinion, underwhelming Lambo for this rank. I mean, in the king rank of 1862, granted, now there's 1864, but let's leave that aside. In the 1862, which is in theory the highest rank for this bracket and whatnot, this, you would expect for this to be an absolute insanity of a car, but look at that. I just got out-accelerated like that, no problem, by cars of lower rank. Well, the Deus is the same rank, but that, ooh, sorry buddy. The Faraday, it's still a lower rank, so this doesn't accelerate all that great. How does it handle? It handles okay, nothing amazing. I still believe that the 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐬 handles better. All right, so how does it drift? Not amazing. All right, so how's the nitro? It's good, but it's not amazing. That is the thing. This car is surprisingly meh. In my opinion, this car really shouldn't be 1862. I think that's just an inflated rank. It feels more like I would say an 1860. If this was 1860, I would be like, yeah, this is about right. Maybe if you want to push it, 61, but even then I would still prefer to drive a Cyan or drive a 𝐁𝐮𝐥𝐬 compared to this. So why is this 1862? I don't know, because GameLoft wanted to have the quote-unquote best Lambo in here. Why did it have to be a Reventon? That's even more puzzling to me because, oh boy, this is an old car. I got 6th place, so not amazing result, but then I did get knocked down, right? So there's all of that stuff, and all of this beat me. Man, I'm already losing a bunch of points. Remember I broke into 2500? Oh, well, I had gotten under it. I'm still under it, but I'm recouping a little bit of those points, so okay, fine. This car, the Lamborghini Reventon Roadster, it's a car from 2007 or 9. I think it's 9, the Roadster, or is it 8? Somewhere over there. It's late 2000s, which makes it a better Murcielago, yes, but not even at the performance level of an Aventador. A regular Aventador LP700, which in this game it's Class B. A Reventon, excuse me, a Murcielago, which is the car that this one is based on, it's a 1590 Class B car. So why is the Reventon 1862? I don't understand why they made this car so ridiculously highly ranked. It has no business being here, really, it doesn't. I love Lambos, yes, but come on, this Lambo doesn't belong here. What is it doing over here? No idea. It just feels like GameLoft, when they added a bunch of these Lambos, they were like, well, we need Lambos. What sells most? Class S cars. Let's put them all in Class S. And here we are. We have this that doesn't belong here. We have the Sterrato, which is an off-road V10, 600 horsepower, 650 maybe. Horsepower Lambo, also in Class S. The Huracan Evo Spider, another Huracan, not off-road, but also 600 and something horsepower, also in Class S. Why are these 3 cars in Class S? No idea. This really should not be the quote-unquote best Lambo in the game. A car from late 2000s compared to something like the Countach PI, a car from the 2020s, and yet this is Class S while the other one is Class A. How does that make sense? It doesn't. But oh well, you know what? It's fine. Okay, yeah, I'm now properly over 2500. Nice. In my video of the engine sounds, I did make a little bit of a concession that maybe the reasoning for GameLoft to put this car so high up, it's because actually if you listen to the engines, in spite of the fact that the Huracans have the wrong engine sound, having V12s instead of V10s, this one does have V12, so it's fine. But if you actually listen to it, it does have a bit of a whine. I do believe it's a supercharger, because if you really lower all of the sounds in the game and you just leave the engine sound, when you brake and all of that, you hear the turbochargers making its noises. So I guess they wanted to justify in a way by being like, yeah, this is a Reventon, but it's a roided up Reventon. It has turbochargers, so a couple turbochargers. So that is why now it generates 1500 horsepower and something like that. And that's why this is so strong. I mean, it could be. Honestly, I don't know. It just seems kind of funny. And if you want to, you know, justify in that way, it sort of kind of makes sense. But hey, whatever. I'll stop questioning it right now. Because all I want to do is enjoy this car. Which, again, maybe not my favorite Lambo, but it is indeed, in theory, the best Lambo in the game for the end of the run of the bull. This has been very fun. This video is hopefully still releasing within... Oh, Jesus! Releasing still within April, which is the Lamborghini month, because it's the month in which Lamborghini Ferruccio was born. If you don't know, Ferruccio Lamborghini was born on April 28th. I was born in April 27th, so make of that what you will. But yeah, so hopefully I'm still releasing this within April. It's been difficult to publish all of these videos and all of this stuff in time and whatnot, but hey, I'll do my best. If you enjoy this series, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all of that stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!